Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and today marks the very first episode of Wizard of Metal. I'm very excited to bring this to you guys, but not gonna lie, I'm also a little nervous about it. I spent a lot of time going over information for things that I thought would be particularly important and relevant. And I think I've got a good thing going here as I jolt my keyboard table and make the mouse do things. Oh, pardon me. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and reveal the song that I'm going to be doing. And some of you may already have guessed, considering the build. Pardon me. Fruit Punch is deciding to come up to say hi. But the song that we're going to be working with today is a bona fide thrash metal classic, and like I said, some of you have probably already guessed what it is. We are doing today's run based on none other than Metallica's very own Master of Puppets. The reason why I wanted to do this song first is because, well, real honestly, this song holds a very deep meaning for me. I really love this song, and it's probably the defining reason as to why I'm a metalhead to begin with. But let's real quick go ahead and set our starting level. I want to get Atlas out of the way first, because if I'm going to be doing a run based around poisoning my enemies and using the Hunter Stiletto, then let me just get the most difficult roadblock out of the way so that I can poison and shock my way through the rest of the run with fewer issues. So, without further ado, Master of Puppets. And yeah, this ought to be easy enough. So, what is exactly Master of Puppets? Well, it is Metallica's third studio album, but it is also essentially the name of the title track of the album. Master of Puppets kind of encompasses everything. Yeah, I know you guys aren't going to be affected by poison, but you'll be affected by everything else. Just be good little peons. There we go. Oh, you suck. So, what is the meaning behind Master of Puppets? Well, that's kind of the reason why I chose the build that I did, even though it is an uncomfortable build for me, because I am not a big fan of trying to force poison. Smooth. But the song in and of itself is a song about drugs and drug addiction. And I already realize the irony of that, considering that Metallica themselves are heavy drinkers. Like, I don't know if they still do that, or if they went into rehab, or at least James Hetfield went into rehab and got himself cleaned up. I am not 100% sure at all, but they are infamous partiers and heavy drinkers. Again, that could be past tense, I'm not 100%. Sorry, I'm trying not to die in this room. I mean, I'm unlikely to, but hey, I'd rather not lose too much health and set myself up for failure later. There we go. Alright, looking good. Hello, sir. What do you have for me? I like that. And I'll grab that just because it helps everything else out with the whole Hunter Stiletto thing. So even though I am yes quite aware of the irony of Ascent, like again putting it kind of hyperbolically, the idea of a bunch of alcoholics singing about drug abuse, it still doesn't change the idea that the song in and of itself has a very powerful meaning. Thank you for taking care of some of my work for me. See, what just happened there is that his buddy had an intervention. He had to stop him before he started hurting others. That's my story, anyway. So let's real quick go over the actual history of the album Master of Puppets, because there's quite a bit to go over. Why are you bothering me like this? Oh my god. Could I suck any more? So, Master of Puppets was recorded in a studio called Sweet Silence in Copenhagen, a city in Sweden, for those of you who don't know, though I imagine many of you do. And it was produced by, I believe the name was Flemming Rasmussen. Let me double check that. Trust me, I've got my notes here about it. I just want to make sure I have the name right. Yep, Flemming Rasmussen. And this is coming off of the back of their already successful Ride the Lightning. An album which at the time was monumental for moving thrash metal forward. So, since that album had already found a huge following and a large number of fans, the next thing was, okay, how do we improve on that and essentially create an album that will be beloved by both fans and critics. And trust me when I say they put a lot of effort into making that album the best that it could be. Thank you, friend, but now I have no further use for you. My tummy is upset with me right now, but I'm going to try to work through that. Ow. I was not paying attention. Like, and to give you guys an idea as to how seriously they were taking making that album better, first of all, they were concerned even about just the acoustics of the recording. They had originally wanted to record the album in their hometown of Los Angeles, but none of the recording studios had the acoustics that they wanted, which is why they chose to go to Copenhagen to record in Sweet Silence. I love it. Now I rule you too. Thanks, guys. appreciate all the support. But even beyond that, they keep in mind they had only done two albums at that point. They had obviously done Ride the Lightning, but then their, of course, first release, Kill 'Em All, was, and it was more or less a passion project and got the attention of the underground thrash metal scene for sure, but there were kinks that need to be worked out, and they had started to do that very nicely with Ride the Lightning. But that doesn't mean that there wasn't room to grow. And once they got the idea in their heads for what Master of Puppets was going to be, oh, did they run hard with that? Like, now, before they had gotten to Sweet Silence, they had actually already written just about every song on the album with, I believe, 2 exceptions. And I believe those exceptions were, if I'm recalling correctly, and in order to make sure I have the information right, I'm just looking it up, so... Come on. Da-da-da! Alright, so I'm not 100% sure which songs they were, because I'm having a hard time finding... Oh, there it is. The writing of all the songs except for Orion and the Thing That Should Not Be was completed before they arrived in Copenhagen. But like I said, they really went to town on bettering themselves for Master of Puppets. To give you an idea, Ulrich decided to take... When I say Ulrich, I mean Lars Ulrich, the drummer. Decided to take on additional drum lessons, and Kirk Hammett, their guitarist, went to work with Joe Satriani to learn how to record more efficiently. And they were in talks with Russia's Geddy Lee to help with production, but that ended up falling through. But suffice it to say, they put a lot of effort into making Master of Puppets something fan-freaking-tastic. Oh, you're just gonna give me all 5 elemental stones. I mean, okay, talk about being a Master of Puppets. Holy shit. Oh, and then I could buy another one. Yeah, okay. That's what I want to spend my money on. Not on improving myself, but on buying a second copy of something I already have. Yeah, smooth. And the drugs got you. So, they were really looking to pull out all the stops for that album, and, well, did it work? Well, I mean, you tell me, but I mean, no, seriously, the album went on to be ranked 28th on the Billboard Top 100, and that was just at the time of its release. Nowadays, the album has gone on to be a 6-time platinum selling album. And that's just in the US alone. I believe it's also a 6-time best-selling album in Canada. And that's just the 2 countries that I was able to find through my research. I don't know how well the album has sold in other countries, but if it's that influential of an album just in these 2 countries in North America, I have no doubt that it's been a landmark album in a lot of other places as well. as far as the meaning of the song itself, like I said, Master of Puppets is a song about drugs and addiction. And that's very evident when you actually investigate the lyrics of the song. Yeah, come on through, buddy. I mean, even as quickly as the opening line of the song, end of passion play, crumbling away. That's already saying, hey, I'm going to consume your passions, and everything you care about is about to fall apart. Now, one could say that might be a bit of a stretch, but I mean, when it comes down to the meanings of songs, a lot of it is drenched in steep metaphor to begin with. Sorry, try not to die in this room, so... Hey, Stone Seekers, you're starting to disappoint me. Obey your master, damn it! If I can hit. But the line immediately preceding that is, I'm your source of self-destruction. And again, to me, that seems pretty... And that's just about on the nose, real frankly. So many things here I like. I love Kasim's airy cloak, I love the Mercury sandals, I like the bubbles, I like the Surefire rocket, but there's no way I'm going to be able to afford all of them. So... let's wait and see what Iris has in store for me. Hopefully she's actually got something positive. Hello, what do you have? I mean, thematically, the Vampire Fangs make sense. Okay, well, we're definitely upgrading Bolt Rail. Everything else is kind of iffy, so now we have essentially permission to come back and pick up a relic or two. And I think Kasim's airy cloak is going to be probably the best option for me. Alright, so we've discussed the first couple of opening lines of the song. Now, just real quick, because there are bits and pieces of the song that I'm still a little unsure about. And yes, the lyrics on Master of Puppets are definitely something that was written from the point of view of the personification of addiction. And that's not just a personal feeling on it. That's very much how that song goes. But again, let's hop onto the lyrics. Veins that pump with fear, sucking darkness clear. That's pretty on the nose. But fear of what exactly? Fear of what's about to happen, fear of not knowing where your next hit is going to come from. That's kind of the point of the song, is it's supposed to be a little ambiguous. And I think that's one of the things that works best about the song is that, or about any song really, is that the meaning of the song isn't necessarily spelled out. Oh my god, go away. And you know, for that matter, would you really want the meaning of the song to be completely spelled out for you? And that's one of the problems that I have with a lot of modern music, is that the meanings of the songs are, one, not only almost entirely about just love or just generalized emotion, but for the most part they are very on the nose. Like, there's very little to actually interpret from the lyrics of modern songs. And I'm fully aware that that could just be a bit of a bias on my behalf. Maybe you guys know a little bit better about that sort of thing than I do. But I'm getting off topic, as I tend to. So what's the next lyric is leading on your desk construction. Again, pretty out there in the open. I mean, this is what God damn it. Damn Cobalt Firestone. Oh, hi. You could give me a random thing. But, let's wait. Then you get into the chorus of the song, which, again, let me make sure that I have the words precisely. Taste me, you will see, more is all you need. Now, that could be a reference to any drug. Again, the idea is that it's a personification of just addiction. And addiction takes many forms. We can be addicted to any number of things. I might come back for Snowflake Chakram just because it's... Yeah, I know it's Zeal up next, and some sort of water-based spell would be nice. So, taste me, you will see, more is all you need. Dedicated to how I'm killing you. Now that's one of the things that, when I first heard the song, really got me. Up until I had listened to some different music, I was... Alright, that's random. Well, you all know what my ringtone is now, so there you go. Nice and embarrassing. I was not expecting to get a phone call this early in the morning. Just to give you an idea, as of the time of recording, it is about 7:34, and yeah, was not expecting to get any kind of a phone call this early in the morning. So yeah. Let me just go ahead and put my phone on silent here. There we go. So what's the rest of the chorus? Come crawling faster, obey your master. Again, very on the nose. It's just okay. So I say that this song is a bit metaphorical, but well, I guess I say it's on the nose. But let's be fair. I didn't exactly put the pieces together until you know a little while out. So the first time I heard the song, I was just like, oh, it's really dark and dramatic. Wow. you know, it took me a little while to realize, oh, this song is about something. I just thought it was dark just for the sake of being dark. I was a stupid kid. Let's see. I don't know. There's nothing there that's really drawing my attention. Let's see. Next line is, your light burns faster. Essentially saying that... Ow. So that could be a metaphor for things like uppers or speed. Or it could just be... Or it could be, again, a little bit more on the nose. It's like the drugs are burning the blood in your veins. There we go. Let's see, where was I up to? Your life burns faster. Alright. So the rest of the chorus goes, Master of puppets, I'm pulling your strings, twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. And now again, when you're like an edgy kid, you're like, oh, that's so dark and cool sounding, but again, it makes more sense when you look at it from the point of view of an addiction being personified. It's pulling your strings and telling you what you want. It's changing your thought patterns, it's essentially defining your dreams for you, so once again, the whole twisting your mind, smashing your dreams thing makes a lot more sense when you look at it that way. Ah, what? I missed. There we go. Nah, I don't need a hammer. Thank you. I'm not the god of hammers, after all. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Now, again, that makes a lot of sense. Because when I first listened to Master of Puppets when I was young, I had thought that the song was from the point of view of some sort of, like, archdemon or something, which, again, it still makes thematic sense when you look at it that way, but it's not quite right. So looking at it again with a newer, much more wizened perspective on things, yeah, it makes a lot more sense now. Wow, that's actually legitimately not helpful. Ouch. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Just call my name, cause I'll hear you scream. Now, again, it sounds like something that a demon lord would say, but there's more meaning to it when looking at it from the point of view of I am your addiction personified. Now listen to what I say, because I rule you. And then it repeats, just call my name, because I'll hear you scream. So there you go. And then the second verse starts, needlework the way, never you betray, life of death becoming clearer. Now there's a lot of metaphor to that, but again, what it basically boils down to this needle is everything. Then the second part of the second verse, and arguably what I would call probably one of the song's strongest lyrics, pain monopoly, ritual misery, chop your breakfast on a mirror. Now that's when I started to think, that's when I started to clue in as a kid that maybe this is about something else, but, you know, then I went back to being an edgy idiot and it all just kind of fell apart. Okay, I think I want the mirror shield. And then, of course, the chorus repeats because that's how songs work, and hey, it's a good chorus anyway. Punch! Big punch! One could almost call that a falcon punch. Then I've got the refrain, I believe it's called the refrain. It goes, Master, Master, where's the dreams that I've been after? So this is someone questioning whether or not this is what they want. So questioning their addiction and whether or not it's helping them. Master, Master, promised only lies. Now that sounds pretty accurate to someone who's in regret over their decisions. Laughter, laughter, all I hear or see is laughter. So, being able to see laughter is a pretty impressive skill, I gotta say. Laughter, laughter, laughing at my cries. Again, the addiction doesn't care. It exists for one thing and one thing only, to control you. And as I had started to say earlier, despite the fact that the idea is just from the generalized personification of addiction, the line "chop your breakfast on a mirror" makes it perfectly clear that this could very well be like crack cocaine that they're talking about. So again, take it with a grain of salt because it's not like I'm exactly an expert on the subject. Although to be fair, I'm trying to be. I am doing my best to learn as much as I can. Because I want these episodes to kick ass. Alright, so I kind of don't need Noxious Dapper Cap at this point, so I'm going to make it so that my wind-based Arcana just do more damage. The reason why I don't need Noxious Dapper Cap is because I have 4 things laying a status effect. I've got, well, 5 actually. I've got the Stone Seekers that lay poison, Toxic Bolus lays poison, that lays Confusion, which actually counts, that lays Slow, and that lays Shock. So I don't really need the Noxious Dapper Cap anymore, so I'd rather just my wind spells do more damage. Oh, and the haunting cry of "Fix me" right at the end of the refrain there. It's very much the person that's under the addiction realizing that they have a problem, but being unable to fix it by themselves. Again, the haunting and crippling nature of addiction of itself. Then you have one of the most badass solos in metal history. Then the third verse, and I don't really feel the need to go over the chorus again, but third verse, hell is worth all that, natural habitat, just a rhyme without a reason. So, in this case, the rhyme is the drug, so to speak, but without a reason. See, once again, we're going off of the idea that person in question and realize that they have a problem, but they can't figure out what to do about it because they've now become addicted and their brain is telling them that they need this. See, then the next part of the verse. Never-ending maze, drift on numbered days. Now your life is out of season. Again, haunting. Just plain haunting. I would say it's on the nose, but I'm not sure I 100% agree with that with my own statement there. Like, there's actually a decent amount you can interpret from that, but I mean, you know, this is coming from someone who didn't even realize what the song was about until later in life, even though it seems completely obvious to anyone paying attention. And again, that's me being hyperbolic. Obviously, I didn't pick up on it until later in life, so hey, maybe I shouldn't be so judgmental of myself, or for that matter, even of others who have yet to grasp on to the meaning of the song. I might come back for Bubble Barrage. But again, the idea being that the addiction itself doesn't care. It's not trying to save you. It's got its own ideas in mind. Hence the term, now your life is out of season. And reading over these lyrics again, it's just giving me goosebumps. Oh my god. There's such strong lyrics. See, then the last part before the final chorus is, I will occupy, in other words, occupying your mind and your body. I will help you die. Yes. I will run through you. It's the drug running through your veins, in case that wasn't obvious. Have a snowflake chakra. Now I rule you too. So, that part is... It's almost as if the personification of addiction is going around just making a personal conquest of how many people it can corrupt. And once you fall into it, it's like, ha, now you're mine. Oof, my stomach is not happy with me right now. You can probably hear it complaining, and like I said, there have been episodes where I had to stop to just take care of it, but screw that, I'm just going on. It's not that damn bad. So, as you can see, this is a very powerful song, and it being the self-titled track off of what's known as one of the greatest thrash metal albums of all time. Yeah, that's saying a lot. But that's the general history behind the song. Why is Master of Puppets so meaningful to me? Well, like I said, I was a dumb kid, and I spent a lot of time listening to rap and hip-hop music. Not necessarily because I was dumb, because that's not a fair statement to say. Just because you listen to a certain type of music doesn't mean you're smart or stupid or whatever. No, what it was is that I was not thinking for myself. Nah. And that, I think, is the important part there. I decided against Bubble Barrage, by the way. As if that wasn't obvious. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'll grab that. Anyways, to continue what I was saying, I was basically a young, dumb, and influential kid. The only music that I have really been exposed to, and I think that's the case for a lot of people nowadays as well, it was the rap, the hip hop, the what have you, and also understand that because of the artist that I was listening to, more often than not, the songs that you heard were things that were basically self-glorification and gratification. I mean, think about the song that put the artist Crisscross on the map. The name of the song was Jump, and the whole point of the song was, oh, they're gonna make you jump because of how catchy and dancey their music is, which of course is them just being completely. Okay, you guys can go. So, I mean, it's very, not only self-referential, but also just complete this. It's a song essentially gratifying themselves, and that's, I mean, unfortunately, that's what a lot of hip-hop and rap music is, even nowadays. Okay, this is gonna be just Null Flash 8 City, apparently. And you could have at least made it a Detroit Rock City, so I could really talk more about, metal. But no, you just have to be all Null Flash agents, huh? Now, my more eagle-eyed viewers are probably going, hey, Sura can't be affected by status effects, and he has no elemental weakness. So why are you getting the orange numbers indicating that you hit him with a strong attack? That is because with Hunter's Stiletto, the boss simply being stunned counts. So even though I can't poison Sura, Hunter's Stiletto still is still effective. Ow. Owie. Okay, that's odd. It shouldn't get there first, but alright. Not that it matters. And as the song goes, now I rule you too. Alright, so, to finish my story... let's see, I'm also just closing out things on my phone. So the very first Master of Puppets. Yeah, the very first Master of Puppets song I heard was Master of Puppets, go figure. No, the very first anything that I had heard outside of just, Salt and Peppa, Crisscross, MC Hammer, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Because that's basically what you get here in North America is soul and rap and R&B and pop. That's all you get in this country if you listen to the radio. But MTV, back in the day when they played music and not angsty teen bullshit, was every now and again they were obligated to play something at least a little bit different. And the very first Metallica song I'd ever heard was, I think it was Enter Sandman, not surprisingly at the time. I mean, we are talking about something off of the Black Album, another one of their huge, huge musical hits, but that's a story for another time. So, after hearing that, I was like, this is very, very different from what I've been listening to, but I would be lying if I said I didn't like it. I wonder what else these guys have done, and that's when I went on to check out some of their other music, and Master of Puppets fucking did it. It is the reason why I'm such a huge metalhead today, and yeah, I would not be the person I am today without Master of Puppets, and I can honestly say that that's probably true for a lot of other people as well. Metallica is just that influential of a band. And there's a reason why of the big four thrash metal bands in the 80s, they're the ones that very much rose to the top. Their music is powerful, their lyrics are both haunting and magnificent. They've done a lot to shape the world of metal and form an entire generation of metalheads. And in case you think that's just a fluke, well, their latest album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, as far as I know, at least about it being their latest album, has some wonderful thrash metal classics on it as well. Namely Atlas Rise and Spit Out the Bone, although a lot of people will also cite Moth into Flame. But, again, I'm, at this point, kind of rambling. Now, if you need any more proof as to how influential of a song Master of Puppets is, I went looking to see what sorts of covers there are of Master of Puppets, and oh, there's so many of them. So many people, both young and old, just dearly love that song and that album. Like, it's crazy. Now, I never do this area anymore. Say hi to Zeal. And I think the two covers that really caught my attention the most were from another metal band called Trivium. They released a cover of Master of Puppets on, I want to say the album was Ascendancy back in 2006. And just recently, I discovered a very young metal band comprised entirely of siblings called Liliac, who have not only done covers of Master of Puppets, but of other metal classics. So I highly suggest you check those songs out. I might even just put them on my Discord for your listening pleasure. Matter of fact, I think I'll do that. So that's my story. That's the reason why I love Master of Puppets, and I hope you guys got some enjoyment out of it as well. There's a lot of history to be unearthed from any of our favorite songs, honestly, and I hope that gives you a good idea of what Wizard of Metal is going to be all about. So thank you guys very much for watching and indulging me as I just went on to gush about Metallica. At this point, I'm going to start looking more so into these suggestions on my Wizard of Metal tab. I've already got a good few of them, and one of the things that's going to be different from these theme runs as compared to the other ones. In the other ones, whoever lost the poll, I would still go on to do a theme run for just later that week. Not going to be the case here. You get one theme run a week, and if someone loses, too bad. That doesn't mean that I won't ever put those songs up on a poll again. It just means that there are going to be stakes this time. But I've already gone on for a little over 50 minutes at this point. Actually, it's exactly 50 minutes now. So I'm going to cut it there. Thank you guys very much for tuning in and just listening to me rant and gush. I do appreciate you spending your free time with me. It does mean a lot to me. Do me just a couple more favors. Like or dislike the video. It helps the metrics either way, and having that feedback is important. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Links to my social media will be in the description of the video. And hey, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So happy headbanging. My name is Darksage Walker. I will be seeing you.